Between October 2021 and January 2022, artists in Japan and the United States were able to enter the Pokémon TCG illustration contest. The theme of this contest was the daily life of Pokémon, and you could choose any of these 8 Pokémon to draw. Bulbasaur, Charizard, Pikachu, Arcanine, Galarian Rapidash, Scizor, Greninja, and Cramorant. There were a ton of rules associated with the contest, but all that matters is that the top 300 artists as chosen by the Pokémon Company were revealed this week. I thought it would be fun to go through the top 300, select what I believe to be the best art for every Pokemon, and what I believe should win, solely based on personal preference and not the actual judging criteria. For whatever reason, Bulbasaur led the way in entries at 65, with Cramorant in second at 63. Maybe the Pokemon Company wanted to make up for the fact that Bulbasaur is largely neglected in the TCG compared to Charmander and Squirtle. Anyways, I'd say a third of the art was Bulbasaur sleeping and another third was Bulbasaur in the rain. But I decided to go with Bulbasaur at the laundromat. If the theme is a day in the life, then a Bulbasaur helping out with the laundry fits that bill. Plus, there's the added detail of Rotom and Wooloo on the machines with a couple of dolls in the dryer. For the runners-up, there's Bulbasaur pinning itself to look like an Ivysaur, the adventurous Bulbasaur in the group shaking berries loose from a tree, a cozy Bulbasaur sleeping on a leaf, and a super bright art of Bulbasaur sharing berries with Oddish. I particularly liked the Oddish passed out in the log. Despite Charizard's perceived popularity, it actually had the least amount of entries in the top 300. What it lacks in quantity, it more than makes up for in quality though. My number one choice was easy. You never see Charizard depicted in art with other Charizard, but this artist did just that, giving us 3 Charizard flying together through the air. Sticking with the flying theme, my runners-up included Charizard flying through a canyon with 2 Charmander hanging on for dear life, a Charizard using its wing to shield its tail from the rain, a Charizard taking a break from an adventure with its trainer, and an angry Charizard getting ready to mess somebody up. When you think of Pikachu, you think of a cute Pokemon, but not in the best art here. This Pikachu is defending an egg from a Thievul, sending a wild thunderbolt all over the place. An added detail is that the attacking Pikachu is a male, while the Pikachu in the background is a female, suggesting it's their egg. For the runners-up, we have a Pikachu and Pichu sneaking into the den of an Ursaring and Teddiursa, eating their berries, a chonky Pikachu firing electricity everywhere while a jealous Mimikyu watches in the background, 2 Pikachu rubbing butts, and a Pikachu wrapping its tail around a tree to hopefully reach a berry without falling, while a Pidgey is eating one in the background. My easy, no-brainer choice for the best Arcanine art is this one. The level of detail and the extra touches are plentiful. First off, Arcanine is blowing a fire bubble of snot from its nose, then you have a Cleffa, Vulpix, and I guess a Whismur or a Happiny or something sleeping on top of Arcanine to keep it warm. And finally, there's a couple of Snom walking by in the bottom right of the art. For my runners-up, the choice wasn't easy, but I decided to go with Arcanine sleeping by the fireplace alongside Firestone and Luxury Ball pillows. Plus, I think it's hilarious that such a massive dog lives in such a small house. Like, there's literally no other furniture in that room, just dog. There were several arts with Arcanine and Growlithe, and I went with the one where they're at a watering hole and Arcanine is proudly watching the Growlithe. And finally, since this is about the daily life of Pokemon, Arcanine waiting outside the station with a tired Officer Jenny seemed like a perfect fit. I do wish the art was a bit cleaner though. As amazing as some of the arts for the other Pokemon were, Galarian Rapidash didn't receive the same level of quality. A lot of the submissions were either Rapidash sleeping with the Ponyta in the forest or Rapidash drinking water. Choosing a number 1 was difficult for the wrong reasons. In the end, I went with the highest quality Rapidash drinking water. I don't have any runners-up per se, I just wanted to point out that a few artists were way too focused on Rapidash's backside. Like, take it down a notch. Seriously. Scizor has the potential to be a bit of a vicious Pokemon, and the artist did not hold back. I honestly had a top 10 best Scizor art, so picking the number 1 wasn't easy. Ultimately, I went with this hyper-realistic Scizor from Rend. As you can tell on the reflection of Scizor's skin, it's fighting a Steelix. Not to be outdone, there's an art with Scizor beating up on a Charizard, even with its massive fire weakness. This amazing art with a Bugcatcher running away from a wild Scizor after its Caterpie was destroyed, a very unique art with Scizor scissoring a bunch of Pikachu, and finally, a Scizor cutting down branches and putting berries into a basket on top of a Psyduck's head. The quality and variety of Greninja art was insane. A lot of people decided to focus on the ninja aspect of Greninja, which resulted in a lot of superb action shots. I know it's not the best art overall for Greninja, but the potential story makes it my number 1 choice. If I'm getting this right, Greninja broke off the branch on the tree, allowing Blitzel and Toxel to cross over the rampaging river. Well, Blitzel crossed. Toxel is having a bit of trouble. For the runners-up, I decided to choose the best from each category. The best art featuring Froakie and Frogadier is this one with them in the trees and Froakie struggling to get up. The best Greninja Ninja is this one on the rooftop with a giant shuriken ready to fire. And the best target practice is this one, though Greninja does appear to be a little bit too humanoid for my liking. So many artists knocked it out of the park with Cramorant, making my job of selecting the best absolutely impossible. But I eventually settled on this one. I just finished my Cramorant only run in Pokemon Shield, so I was kind of bored of seeing Arrokuda. And about half of the submissions were just that, Cramorant shoving an Arrokuda down its throat. But I much prefer Cramorant being a derpy bird, plus you know me in detail. If you look at the wall in the background beside the poster of Leon, there's a picture of the girl with Cramorant but not Pikachu, because Pikachu sucks and Cramorant is the best Pokemon ever made. The runners-up were equally difficult. Cramorant spilling a cup of coffee all over the professor's desk had to be up there, as did the angry Esper and the derpy Cramorant staring at the camera. The fourth art is the only true one with Arrokuda, and the quality level is off the charts. The grand prize winner will be selected in June and receive $5,000 as well as their art being turned into an official promo card. The runner-up in Japan and the US will receive $3,000 and their art will also be turned into a promo. But while the Pokemon Company was able to select a top 300, there were nearly 11,000 entries. Those who either weren't chosen or weren't able to enter took to Twitter to post their art. While I can't possibly have seen every art posted by every artist, I will highlight the best works I've seen for each Pokemon among those outside the top 300. For Greninja, we have this one from Kylie with Greninja trying to teach a Froakie how to create a water shuriken. Juno-san's art features a Greninja waiting for a car to pass so it can reach the other side of the road in a subtle nod to Frogger. A lot of the leftover Cramorant art was what you'd expect. Cramorant trying to put things in its throat. So Kune tried to have Cramorant inhale a Spheal, while Kay made Cramorant swallow an empty can, and Jupi tried to see if a Bidoof would fit inside Cramorant's mouth. Terminal Montage, meanwhile, went with the dream sequence where Cramorant swallowed a Magikarp, and during this process, it evolved into a Gyarados. And then we have Ritza's art, which features a Cramorant photobobbing this trainer and taking Pikachu's ice cream cone. Finally, Toy and Lay mixed things up and put two Cramorant sleeping on a discarded Cram-O-Matic. Maury's Scizor art features a Scizor absolutely destroying a hedge when they clearly just wanted to trim, while Liz's has a Scizor making cutouts of Scizor. And finally, Christian's Charizard features two of them in a battle, while Liz's Pikachu art has the Pikachu working at a garage trying to jumpstart a car. Let me know your favorite fan-made art in the comments, and if there's any you think I missed on Twitter, feel free to post your links in the comments so you can get noticed.